Hi! Okay, this is our digital group assignment presentation. In our group, we had Stephanie Barr, Angie Berryman, Molly Bradford, and Richard Scott, and we researched 8 different digital tools to use in our classroom to help our students with different skills such as phonological awareness, phonemic awareness, students with dyslexia, vocabulary retention, students who need help sounding out words, also alphabet knowledge, and a couple of other skills. And so let's get started. Here on the front you can see some of the advertisements of the different tools that we are going to be using. So our first digital tool is Dragon Naturally Speaking, and Stephanie Barr researched this one. And Dragon Naturally Speaking is actually a speech recognition software, which is good for dyslexics since it can help to overcome many of the challenges that dyslexics face in school. This program is really diverse. It can be used on a Mac, a PC, a BlackBerry, an iPad, or an iPhone. And the basic app is free, so if you weren't wanting to spend money, you could definitely download this for free from iTunes. So it can be used to do emails, to navigate the web, to answer homework questions, or even compose essays. So grade levels, I can see this being used for as low as maybe kindergarten or first grade, or really the older grades, such as high school students. When they are facing dyslexia challenges, this would be really easy for them to use to do research on the computer as well as do their homework at home. So that is our first digital tool. Our next one, Stephanie Barr also researched this one, and she did a really good job explaining. It's called the Dyslexia Screener from Nessie, and it is only $20 for a whole year, and so this would be a great tool to use while we are screening our students, and even after screening your students to progress monitor and things like that. This is actually an app, and so it could be used on an iPad. And it screens for dyslexia students while allowing students to climb up Yeti Mountain in 6 levels, so it's really interactive and fun for these students. And it works on visual, word memory, auditory, sequencing memory, processing speed, phonological awareness, and working memory. There are 3 paths up Yeti Mountain that can be used, and at least 2-month intervals to monitor student progress. And so we could use this really at any grade level as well, since it is interactive for students. I think that the younger students would be interested as well as the older students. And so this is the second one. The third one is called Touch, Type, Read, and Spell. And this is a unique approach to spelling and reading instruction through the multisensory medium of touch typing. And so this is a really interactive way for students to help with spelling and reading instruction. It can be used for Macs, computers, Chromebooks, with an app for iPads as well. So I'm going to click on this website to take it to us. And so you can read all about the data that it has collected and the different features. It's multisensory. We talked about research-based. It's really highly structured. It is used worldwide in all different schools. You can use it at home for parents, or you could also use it at school. So that's kind of neat. I know some parents always want to know what they can do at home. So that is Touch, Type, Read, and Spell. So here is a Touch, Type, Read, and Spell of Fox, our free trial review. So this is the review of the Touch, Type, Read, and Spell. It has been tested by 2nd, 5th, and 6th grade and an adult, some who have been diagnosed with dyslexia, some with ID, and some with ADHD. And so it's a really novel way to memorize spelling, academic content, vocabulary, and math facts. So I like how it is well-rounded, and it does have the reading difficulty, but it has a little bit of math in there as well. And it says, we all enjoyed it, and it seemed to be a major confidence builder. Those kids who are struggling really need that confidence booster. It has a multisensory, systematic approach to phonics, beginning with vowels and quickly moving to CVC words. Hear sounds as you type letters. So this is, in the science of reading, we learn to start with the very, very, very beginning, and so I like how it moves from the vowel sounds to CVC words. It provides discrete phonics practice very suited to universal design for learning principles. One con is that it does cost money and it has some quirks that they're still working out with this. Pros, they will work with smaller schools or tutors to make this doable. So if you work in a smaller school, maybe your literacy facilitator can get help with figuring this program out in your school. And it has a very responsive team. They are very helpful. They want this to be successful for you. And third, it's kind of funny, it has a marvelous British accents. And so it's fun for the students. It's really engaging. And here is just an example of the types of fonts and different things that it has in it for you to look at. Our next one is teachyourmonsterstoread.com, and this is from the Usborne Foundation, engaging for emergent readers of all ages, so all ages can use this. It's really systematic and creative. Systematic is a word that we hear all the time. It has to be systematic instruction for students to really catch on. It has phonemic awareness skills, phonics, and word attack skills. So there's games and strategies for independent games, and whole group reading practices. Okay, and I'm going to take us to this link. So here is what the website looks like. You can get an account, you can sign in, there's a teacher's area about the game, it has different reviews, help, shop. You could even buy, I think, upgraded of this, and you can also go to a demo to see what it would kind of be like in your own website. Okay, so we have Here Builder, and this is a website that I personally use. It's actually an app that I use for my students who are really struggling to read. It improves phonological awareness skills. It also has auditory memory, sequencing skills for pre-K to 8th grade students through step-by-step software, so it really goes with the student. It puts them on a certain level, and it offers multi-level activities for specific objectives. So if you really just wanted to work on phonological awareness with a student, you could just work on that. If you really just needed to work on sequencing with a student, we could just focus on that. And so I really like how it is really like driven towards what skill you need to work on. They also have comprehensive reports, and so I think that's a really awesome part about this app, is that you're not just doing something with your students, you are also getting a report back to see if it's being successful. So you can use this at school and at home on desktops and tablets. So it is an app on an iPad, but it is also a desktop website. And I'll take you to this short video. Okay, so that is just a little bit more about Here Builder. Another website that you could use, it's also an app, is Bob Books, and this specific app is called Spin and Spell. It's for the iPad, and in Spin and Spell app, players spin letters on a dial to complete a 2 or 3 letter word. So this is for your CVC friends who are struggling learning the vowel sounds. It's mainly for early readers, and it really helps these earlier readers distinguish between beginning, middle, and ending word sounds and letters, which is so important for those students who are struggling. Spin and Spell offers 3 different levels of activities, so it is levelized, even though it is all targeting early readers. Bob Book's Spin and Spell is designed to introduce early readers to word families and make spelling easier and more intuitive through connecting words and sounds. Repetition, picture word association, and focusing on specific parts of the word all contribute to giving new spellers tools for reading success. And so I really like how this is connecting words through sounds, and it is also has picture word association too for those students who need that visual. And here is what the app looks like, and I believe it is just an iPad app, but Bob Books also has a website that has many different apps, and so it's not just for Spin and Spell for the iPad. They have many different books, and they also have handheld books if that is something that you would like to look into instead. So there is a Live Scribe pen, and this is a technology piece that is perfect for students with dyslexia, and it is a smart pen, and this could work for really all age students, from young students in elementary school to high school students. The Live Scribe Smart Pen can record voice while you write, adding a new dimension of information to your notes. And so for the students who really struggle with spelling and writing, this is a really awesome tool for them to be able to use to show how much that they know, even if they might not be able to write it on paper. You can record notes accurately where they're transcribed accurately, and they're made ready to share across your cloud device services from the LiveScribe app. So there is an app that works with this pen. With the LiveScribe, your notebooks are searchable with a tap, and you will never lose your notes again. And so this is really neat tool for studying for older grades. The app can pull your notes up, and so I think that is very awesome. So there is Audible, these are audiobooks, and audiobooks can be used for as young as kindergarten all the way up to high school students. These are an amazing tool for students with dyslexia, especially the students with dyslexia and struggling readers, because they cannot read these books independently. So they are human narrated audio books and textbooks and literature. They provide a good model of fluency, expression, prosody that exceeds any synthetic voice option available. So I think it's really important that these are human narrated. So these students are being immersed in human narrated text instead of on a synthetic voice. They also have voice-to-text books, highlights words as students read so they can follow along. That is a huge help for these students. It reinforces word identification and decoding skill development. Critical skill development as well are in these Audible books. This supports the growth of background knowledge and vocabulary development so the students can continue to build important comprehension skills. So that is also so important. Background knowledge is a huge aspect of reading. If you don't know what you're reading about, then you could be so confused. Motivation and engagement. Listening to audiobooks allows students to enjoy age-appropriate titles and helps them stay on track with the classwork. So if you're having students who are getting behind because they cannot read, then these are a really awesome option for a teacher to look into. Well, we'll go to our next page. And I believe that was all of our 8 digital tools. I hope you enjoyed hearing about these. If you have any more questions, please feel free to get in contact with any of us. We really enjoyed working together on this project. Everyone has been so helpful and kind to each other, and thank you for having us in class.